Well, hello there, and welcome back to my wilderness adventure. My name's Fred Green, if this is your first time. Well, we are here at our new camp, and I hope this is our forever place. Isn't it lovely? Now, I'd love to get going on building a cabin and all of that, but right now I am out of food, and I really don't have any way to cook it other than getting a fire going and, well, maybe fishing for a little bit. So I think all of today we're going to do our best to make us as comfortable as we can, kind of like what we did at our last camp, and do a bit of fishing to make sure we've got enough food on hand. So a lot of foraging, a lot of busy work, stuff like that, so I will try to talk to you as I have breaks. There we go. Sometimes you got to take breaks on life. You can't just go one foot in front of the other until you're dead, well, because then you're done. You got to do something different. So, campfire, fishing, and looking for edibles wild in the forest here. And then we'll start building that cabin, okay? All right. All right, my friends, here we go. Yeah, all right. I gotta tell you, the music in my head is lovely today. All right, got some bags that I picked up over my travel here. We're gonna start to name them different things and keep ourselves as organized as we can for the moment. Right now I've got a seed bag going, so we'll see how long that goes. Alright, found a couple of centipedes and millipedes. We'll use that to go fishing later this afternoon. Snail, maybe? There we go. Alright, some of these oddball things we'll keep down here because we really won't need them quite as much. Alright, I'm going to need to build a workbench or something like that. And that rain, boy. Not letting up as much as I can see. Alright, let's go back to searching here. Well, vice grips. What do you know? Interesting. We'll have to figure out how to use those at some point. Alright, got a large stone here. There we go. Oh, that one's heavy. Alright. Get this back to camp and we'll search for more wood here until about noon, 1 o'clock, something like that. And then we'll do some fishing. Alright, I'm still on the hunt for 3 small stones so we can get a fire started. I was unlucky enough to not come across any big pots to cook with, so that'll be an interesting challenge. Alright, all these bugs are going to be great for getting fishing going, so that's good. Alright. There we go. We've got good firewood here. We've got enough stones to make a fire, so we'll get that going. I am going to do my diligence and make sure I cook some, or catch some fish first. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Catch fish first. Aha, there, alliteration for you. Or find fish first, there we have it. And then we will cook the caught fish. There you go, a poet in my own right. Okay. Well, by my moodles, I am starving and miserable. So, put this stuff down, get a drink of water, and hopefully fish for the afternoon here. Alright, now, even though I've got a brand new axe that we've created, I'm going to do my best to do foraging to find a lot of my materials so I can keep my tools as long as I can. So when I really need them, when worse weather than this goes around, I'll have them. But for now, let's get some fishing here. Let's eat this last onion. And that should do it with a lot of edibles that I've already got. Okay, now, fishing equipment. All right. Well, it looks like they're biting right here. You see them? Neither that, it's the rain pitter-pattering down. Let's make sure we're alone. As safe as this seemed when I came in, my back's gotta be towards it, so I gotta be careful. All right. Well, I'm not very good at fishing, so we're gonna have to get good right now. All right, I've got a lot of bait here. Let's see what we got. Okay. All right. Well, dirty rag. Darn it. Well, that wasn't too bad. Let's try again. All right. Well, another dirty rag. Well, if I ever run out of rags, I know where to find them. All right, my friends, I'm going to fish for a little bit. Drink water here, and I'll let you know if I catch something. Well, darn. I'm not finding a lot of good stuff here. Darn it, we're going to try for about another hour or two here, and then I'll just scrounge around for more wild edibles here. That is how that works sometimes. Sometimes you catch a fish, and sometimes you just clean the pond. We'll find something. I'm hopeful we will. All right, rags, broken fishing net, and an empty tin can. The only thing, well, the rags and tin can are nice for the moment, but... well, that's too bad. All right. Oh, I can dismantle the fishing net. Tell you what, we're gonna do that. Can always use that wire. All right, well, all useful stuff. Just not useful for my belly. Okay, my friends, we're going to try one more cast here, and then we'll put the fishing equipment away and get a fire started and at least cook up some of the things I've got on hand. Well, another broken fishing net. More wire for us. Okay. Well, I'm going to dismantle that, put things down, start a fire, and I'll try to gnaw on some of the things I've already got. Grumbly tummy, that didn't do me very good at all. All right, I'll see you in just a moment, friends. All right, I got a lot of things sorted out here. Tell you what, we're going to pick up this food bag. We're going to try to cook up as many of these grubs and all that I found. I did have a little bit of a fruit jam, so I am going to eat that right now. And that will stave off the rest of my hunger for the moment. It won't do much with my weight. That is just going to go down for a little while. There we go. Well, that will be what it is. Let's see if we can't fill up some of these cans and stuff. Get them on the fire, and then maybe we can cook some of these grubs and gnaw on some wild edibles. Maybe I can make pancakes or something, huh? All right, well, let me get started here. All right, mushroom and snail stir fry with herbs. That's not actually half bad, I gotta tell you. Low on the hunger there, but we'll look for more tomorrow. All right, well, it's a meager meal, but it will be better than nothing, and it will increase my spirits. Oh, I can't wait for that. All right, we'll let the fire go out here. We'll start another one. We'll eat this food and call it a day. We'll have to do better tomorrow. There we go. Well, all right. Well, tell you what, I do have a bowl, and we've got some fresh water that we've cooked up. I've got a spoon and pancake mix, so we won't worry about fishing at all tomorrow. For now, we'll worry about going to sleep, and I will see you all in the morning. All right. Well, could this be a day without seeing the dead? All right. My wilderness adventure sure has begun, hasn't it? All right. Good night, my friends. I'll see you in the morning. Okay, look at that. Well, good morning, and welcome back, friends. I tell you what, I'm going to take a drink of water here, and, well, we're going to do some busy work, maybe gather some more wood items here, and see what we can do. I've got the fixings for pancakes, so we'll try that after I get a good fire going. But we're just going to be hungry for the majority of the day. That's just how it's going to do it. I can only do so many things by myself. Okay, fog's rolling in, gotta be careful. But let's go and find some resources, all right? I'll see you in just a moment. There, picked up some wild violets. Those are pretty good, at least to keep the hunger down. Still not enough fat and protein for me, but... All right, garlic, that'll be nice. Need more mushrooms and snails, and hey, maybe we don't even have to fish. Of course, then this series will just turn into me talking to you as I find food. Hey, if that's what you want, let me know. All right. Wild berries, these look good to me. There we go. More mushrooms. Hey, would you look at that? Tomatoes. Well, my friends, I was able to find an assortment of things here. Assortment of little bugs, a little bit of wood. That's what I was looking for to start a fire. I have some fresh berries, and we found some garlic and tomatoes. So that is going to be and tomato seeds. We're going to have to get a garden going. See if we can't have a little bit of a harvest before winter breaks. All right, these violets have been wonderful to help stave off at least my hunger pains. But, again, my weight's going to go down. I've got a little bit of time left before I am going to be in trouble. But for now, that's all right. We'll just keep going. We'll make some pancakes here for dinner. All right, for now, let's use this empty bowl and see if we can't create a salad. There we go. Look at that. Would you look at that? Look at that. That is marvelous. Boy, we can do that every day. We have no reason to be hungry. All right. Boy, I was worried about nothing. All right. Yeah, we'll still get some fishing in because it's just going to taste better. All right, that. And let's grab one of these logs here. And we'll have our living space up here and our crafting space right down over here. All right, a chopping block, a log, and a hacksaw. Should build a how-to video on how to make a chopping block, huh? All right. It looks like the spot right there. We need to move it? We sure can. There we go. Okay. Now, let's see what we can create. I can make a working fishing net. Well, let's do that. There, we'll see if we can make 3 of them. And we'll have nature do the work for me. All right, looks like I got 2. All right, let's see if I have to bait them here. Oh. Looks like there's a helicopter in the air. Well, we do not want to be here in camp. Well, let's get a drink of water. All right, good thing we ate. Okay. Well, all right. Well, at least I've got all my vigor to deal with this here. Let's get away from camp. We absolutely do not want to draw the dead to our location. We'll figure out the fishing in just a moment. Boy, the last surviving person on the planet, and they've got a helicopter. Won't come down to pick me up or nothing. In a world where you can be anything, be kind, don't be a jerk. All right, fella, you follow me this way. You're probably more dangerous than anything else I'll face the rest of my life here. Well, it's a good thing I had a hearty breakfast there. Now I know what I'm going to have to do every morning. Go out and find some good wild edibles and eat that. Pretty good. All right, well, we're going to dally with this jerk for the rest of the day here until it goes away. I think there's an old campground or something up over here, so we'll hang out over here and make sure we congregate the dead in that fashion and keep them away from home. All right, I think I found a little trail here. Oh boy, the firewood's plentiful over here. Now let's investigate this out a little bit, in case he comes back. We'll keep all the dead out here, and we'll try to grab as many little sticks and branches as we can, but we gotta keep it low. I don't want to get too overburdened here. Well, would you look at that? Little bit of a farm here. Yeah, we got some critters that are already roaming around. Well, that'll be helpful. Yeah, see if we can move them off to our place once we get it all set up. A couple of sheep. Look at that. All right, my friends, we'll leave you be for a moment. We'll check up here, see if there's a farmhouse. We need a drink of water. So far, our food's all right if we keep foraging in the morning. Would you look at that? Huh, a wild orange and a tree to go with it. There we go. There we go. Mushrooms and tomatoes. Oh, we're good to go. Pretty soon we won't even need a fire. Well, though winter will be coming, so we're going to have to prepare for that for sure. All right, little barn. Oh my goodness, there's sheep, there's pigs. Well, look at that. That is going to be helpful as we move forward. Let's see if there's a house here. Seems like the chucklehead with the chopper moved off, but we'll give it a good long while and we'll come back in the evening, hopefully before nightfall. Oh, there's dead over there. There's cows. There's all sorts of food right here for us. Well, there we have it. Chickens. There we go. That might be the first thing we do. Let's give a check in here, see what we got. Hey, all right. And we still have power. A ratchet wrench, a gardening hoe, a hatchet. We're going to take another one of those. Seeds. Well, we're going to take all that. Wheat seeds. There we go. And how about we take that hand scythe? Chives and flax. Great. A rope. And a pickaxe. We'll attach that to the back. Okay. Well, that pickaxe will be a long-term commitment if we decide to do any blacksmithing. All right. Here we go. Empty beer can, jar of radishes. Good. We'll take that. All right. That is all we can carry for the moment. This was a wonderful find. Still have to be careful. There is at least one dead one roaming around. Let's check the tool shed. All right, now everything else, we'll just have to come back. We know it's fairly close. Mechanics, steel wool. Yeah, I don't have much to do about mechanics at the moment. Blue plastic chair. Huh, another car battery charger. Look at that. Claw hammer, all that. Tell you what, okay, let's put the book in here. Always come back later. Yeah, and I don't really have to worry about too much food. We'll see what I can do with all the edibles to keep my weight up. And we'll focus on, well, getting critters. Ooh. Maybe we can always come over here for eggs and stuff. Let's check this garage. Steel sheet. Mechanics. More nails. All right. Metalworking, carpentry 3. Rubber hose. Empty gas can. All right. I know there was full gas cans at that place we marked, so if we need to cart some of these critters around, we'll figure that out. Okay. All right, there's a dead one right there. Come on out, fella. Okay. Just you? All right, let's tell you what. Okay, you run all that way. Oh boy, that was scary. Okay, yeah, I tried to trap him in the garage there, but I was not having any luck. Okay, let's check this place real quick, and then I think we can head back home. Granola bar? All right. Tell you what, we're going to snack on that right now. An empty kettle. That is wonderful. I tell you what, let's drop some of these things that we just don't need at the moment. And we'll just scare the dickens at everyone who searches this house again. We'll get rid of all these bugs. We just don't need them quite yet because we're doing pretty good. Canned sardines. All right, let's take a drink here. Tell you what, we will eat this jar of radishes and fill up our jar here. There we go. That'll take care of the hunger. All right, melted ice cream. All right, a little melted. That's all right. We're going to really make sure we get our weight up here. All right, fresh leek and pork chops. Painkillers, beta blockers. We'll take the beta blockers. We got a thing of... Well, let's take a little bit of the painkillers here, just in case. A sheet, a fanny pack. Well, that'll help. No sense in saving that ice cream. We're going to eat that as soon as I'm able. And I tell you what, we'll leave the sheets as well, because there's plenty here. Bandages, all right. Let's put the sheet right there. There we go. Good place for windows whenever we want to build our cabin. All right, a disposable lighter. That'll help just in case. Though we're doing pretty good. Another alarm clock, diary, okay. Well, there's a bed. We'll have to figure out how to create one on our own. And then we've got the fixings for that. Okay, and we've got a trash can. At some point, we're going to take that. Turtleneck sweater. Yeah, we'll come back. We know where it's at. Another sewing kit. All right. Well, good to know. Let's follow this main road here. And then we'll head south when we can. It was a little lighter brush. And I've got to be careful about my weight over there. All right, friend. You stay up over here. All right. Power substation over here. Good. Okay. We got things to look forward to. I'm going to make my way back to camp, and I will see you right there. All right, headed south to camp. It took that entire ham, the melted ice cream, and the ice cream sandwich to get my weight to just start to go up. So, ultimately, that is going to be the challenge, isn't it? All right, my friends, would you believe it? We made it back to camp. And just as the sun is setting, how lovely. All right, we had a pretty good day. We found a farm with all manner of animals, so we'll get going on creating what we have here. We know that we can forage and get almost a complete meal and keep our weight at a reasonable level. We have extra tools. I have the ability to make all sorts of things with the nails and lumber at my disposal. So I have no fear whatsoever as long as the dead stay at bay. So I'm going to get stuff sorted here, take sleep overnight, and I will see you in the morning. All right, my friends, until next time.
Hey mates, thanks for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you liked what you saw, please go ahead, leave a comment, subscribe, and definitely come back for another video. I really appreciate your time and support, and I can't wait to take you on another adventure. Thank you so much.